What if everything you've been told about success is a lie? Right now, somewhere on the internet, someone is telling you to wake up at 5 a.m. Someone else is selling you monk mode. Another one is promising that if you just make a vision board and repeat affirmations in the mirror, your entire life will transform. And maybe, just maybe, a small part of you still believes it. But deep down, you've tried those things. And you're still here. Still searching. Still wondering why nothing is changing. Today, we're done with the comfortable lies. Today, we talk about what actually works. Lesson 1. Clean your emotional house. Before you can build anything great on the outside, you have to clear the wreckage on the inside. Think about it. You can go to the gym every single day and still not see results, not because you're lazy, but because your body is fighting an invisible war. Guilt, anger, sadness, shame. These aren't just feelings. They're weights you carry into every decision, every relationship, every opportunity. The most successful people in the world have one habit most people never talk about: they deal with their emotional dirt. They sit with the uncomfortable feelings, they name them, they release them. Every morning, before the hustle begins, they clear the slate. Not because they're weak. Because they know that a clear mind moves faster, decides better, and loves harder than a cluttered one ever could. Start tonight. Write down one emotion you've been carrying too long. And then, let it go. Lesson 2. Find your North Star. Lost people don't need more maps. They need a fixed point in the sky to orient themselves. For centuries, sailors navigated the entire ocean using a single star, the North Star. Steady. Unchanging. Always there. The most successful people have one too. Not 10 mentors. Not 100 podcasts. One person who's thinking they trust deeply enough to ask themselves, what would they do here? When you have that one guiding light, you stop drifting. You stop reinventing yourself every Monday. You stop wasting years asking what your purpose is, because your purpose becomes clear when your direction is clear. Choose your North Star. Follow it relentlessly. Lesson 3. Stop living for the audience. There is exactly one person who will live with the consequences of your choices for the rest of your life. And that person is you. Not your colleagues. Not your followers. Not the stranger at the gym glancing at you from across the room. Yet every single day, millions of people make smaller lives for themselves because they are terrified of what other people will think. They don't ask for the promotion. They don't start the business. They don't say "I love you" first. They order the safe meal and never eat the biryani with their hands. Here is the brutal and liberating truth: nobody is watching you as closely as you think. And even if they were, their opinion cannot pay your bills, heal your loneliness, or give you back the years you spent performing for them. The 1% aren't fearless. They're just done asking for permission. Lesson 4. Think differently, or stay average. Here's the uncomfortable mathematical truth. If success advice is everywhere, if it's on thousands of YouTube channels, in best-selling books, repeated in podcasts by the millions, then by definition, it cannot be what separates the top 1% from everyone else. Because if everyone is doing it, it's average. Steve Jobs didn't build Apple because he had a morning routine. He built it because he believed in something that virtually no one else believed, a full decade before the rest of the world caught up. Warren Buffett became the greatest investor of all time not by working hardest, but by being stubbornly, courageously correct about things most people thought were wrong. Extreme success demands contrarian thinking. It demands that you see what others can't, believe what others won't, and stay the course when others laugh. That is the rarest skill in the world. And it cannot be found in a productivity hack. Lesson 5. Embrace your average to achieve the extraordinary. This might be the most counterintuitive thing you will hear today. The path to extraordinary achievement begins the moment you stop pretending you're already extraordinary. The greatest performers in every field, athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, are driven not by arrogance, but by a deep, almost painful awareness of how much better they could be. They don't think they've arrived. They think they're barely started. And that hunger, that honest recognition of their own gap, is what pushes them to improve every single day. Meanwhile, the person who needs to believe they're special, who needs every video, every quote, every morning routine to confirm their greatness, is the person standing still. Accept your average. Own your mediocrity. And then, from that honest foundation, build something real. Lesson 6. Redefine what success means to you. Before you sprint towards success, pause long enough to ask, whose definition of success are you chasing? The richest men in the world have been divorced more times than most of us have had honest conversations with ourselves. Extreme success in one area almost always means sacrifice in another. The question isn't how to be better than 99% of people. The question is, better at what? And why? When you define success on your own terms, not the internet's terms, not your parents' terms, not the culture's terms, something remarkable happens. The anxiety lifts. The comparison stops. And you start moving with a clarity and a confidence that no morning routine could ever manufacture. Call to action. Now, it's your turn. You didn't stumble onto this video by accident. Something in you is ready. Ready to stop performing. Ready to stop following advice designed for everyone, which means it was designed for no one. Ready to think for yourself, feel your feelings, choose your direction, and move without waiting for anyone's approval. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are exactly where your next great decision begins. Do one thing today that 99% of people won't. Not because it's impressive, but because it's yours. The world doesn't need another version of someone else. It needs you, the real, honest, imperfect, relentlessly growing you. Thank you for watching until the end. That alone puts you ahead of most people. Until next time, keep going. You're closer than you think.